Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. I hope you enjoyed the last one, and of course if you have any questions, do not forget to leave them in the comment section down below. Also, do not forget to leave a like on this video, do not forget to share and to subscribe and all the love. So let's get going into now the decision that I got from my asylum application. So yes, as I told you, the normal timeline for most people when they go through the asylum interview is like getting a decision after a month. I also met a lady who had gone through, like, has stayed for 3 months before getting their final decision, or their, not their final actually, but their initial decision about their asylum process. So normally what happens is that after you go through the interview, as I told you, there is so much transfer that happens, like at the camp. There is an initial reception facility, and then there is like there are many facilities according, like you have to be distributed to other facilities to allow like other people to move into the system. So once you finish one step, then you're distributed to a different facility so that you provide room for other people that are coming to the like to begin the process. So what I can say is that by this time, everything of mine had gone by very fast, very fast. From the time that I registered, within, like, you see now I registered on the 2nd, and by the 9th I had gotten, or maybe by that was the 2nd, on the 7th, after now going through all the 6 steps that I had to go through to get the stamps, after going through my psychological examination and getting all the stamps, now the next step was to again transfer to a different camp. So later, usually like a notification comes, like the social workers bring a notification to your room and they say you have a transfer. So my transfer had come, and at that point, as I told you, I had already had 2 Kenyan roommates plus the other Ukrainian roommates. I had to leave them again. I had to change camps. So I was transferred to another camp, and this camp was actually now closer to Berlin. The previous camp, we had to pay like 14 euros 10 to get to Berlin, and it was really far, like more than like almost 2 hours. But I was so lucky to be transferred to a camp that was so close, like much closer to Berlin. This one we had to pay 4 euro 10, and it was like 45 minutes to 1 hour to get to Berlin. And there were also like trains that were going every 2 hours. And at this point, after going through the interview, I had now been given again another like identity. Like now this was now, leave alone the Ankunft Nachweis, this was now like an Aufenthalt Gestaltung, something like that, like residency card or something like that, some green whatever, also ID with some biometrics and whatever. So I went to, I had my transfer, I went to this other camp, and there I also met other Kenyans, because at that camp they were really trying to put people of the same nationality together, but there was only one room that was for Kenyans, and it had 3 beds. There were already 2 ladies there, 2 other ladies from Kenya there, so I was put again together with Kenyans, that made me the 3rd person, and that was it. There were no more ladies that would now come to the camp from Kenya. So that camp was, the thing that I liked about that camp was that it was more homely, and the food was heavenly, especially lunch. Like, we're being given a 3-course meal, and there were 3 different menus to choose from, either a vegetarian menu, a menu with like a chicken or turkey, and then a menu with the beef or whatever. It was just like, food was really cooked to, like, what I can say, hotel quality, like a 5-star hotel quality standard. It was really nice. And yeah, so there I'm still waiting for my decision. I arrived at this camp. I had not gotten my pocket money at that point, because for you to get the pocket money again, you have to get a letter from this BAMF saying that from that point on you're entitled to what and what and what pocket money. Once you start getting pocket money now, depending on the camp that you are in, then every 2 weeks you're getting your pocket money. These €5 that you're entitled to every day, then it is paid at the end of every 2 weeks, at least at the camp that I was in. So I think 3 working days from the time that I submitted the copy of my air ticket, I got, usually you get a paper. They used to slip a paper under the door if there is nobody in the room, or at least if there is somebody in the room, the social workers will just come and tell so and so they have a termine. So many of these termines were to be dreaded for, because you did not know like what to expect. But this one was so clear. It was written Bescheid. Bescheid means decision. This is 3 days later, like they have already reached a decision on my asylum process. Like my asylum application, they had already reached a decision within 3 days. That is how fast everything of mine was going. At some point, it looked like it was good, but at 3 days, and I was waiting to hear, like, the people that we were with during the we did the interview together. None of them had gotten their decision at that point. But I think my case was so black and white and so transparent, such that by the time they concluded the interview, there was nothing to investigate. There was nothing else. The decision was right there, and they make the decision based on some guidelines. Like, mostly you will get a positive decision if maybe your case involves maybe political, whatever. Maybe you are seeking political asylum, or maybe there are some discrimination against you, some threat against you based on your gender, or based on your religion, or based on politics, or some things here and there. But usually they look at this way. If it is something that your government can actually solve, then you are not entitled to get an asylum protection in Germany. If it's something that you can report to the police, if it is somebody that you can report to the police, then your country is entitled to take care of it, unless it is something that it is out of the control of your country, or maybe you're being threatened by the very leaders of your country, so that there is no protection for you. So long story short, by this, you know what I'm coming to, that I was told Bescheid. No, like, it's not like the letter is given to you straight. At least from my camp, you had to go to the BAMF office, and then there was an official that would now tell you that this is the decision and what you are entitled to afterwards. So I get the information that the following day at 9 I need to go to the BAMF office. And this was I don't remember what BAMF stood for. Bundesamt für Flüchtlinge, something like that, like Immigration Authority for refugees, something like that, I don't know. So anyway, the following day, so my heart is pounding. I don't know what to expect. I have been praying, oh God, please let your will be done. Then I go there, and they tell me, leider, der Bescheid is negative. Like, the decision is negative. Your asylum application was not accepted. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, I'm told your decision is negative, and they gave me all the documents that had been collected all the way through to the first day that I applied for asylum, which had the copy of my ID when I arrived in Hamburg. All those things were in the system. They were printed out, put in one form. Everything that I said during my interview, they were transcribed and they were put there, every single thing, plus the decision, negative decision. And I was told that I have 7 days to appeal that decision or leave the country. 7 days, not 7 working days, but 7 days. At this point, I'm getting this whatever later on a Wednesday, and then in between there is the weekend. Saturday and Sunday, which means on Saturday and Sunday, I think I got the decision on Thursday. And then we have Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday, the lawyers don't even work, because you have to appeal the decision through a lawyer that understands the system. If this 7 days lapse before you file for the appeal, then it's over. Like it's over now. They start pursuing you to deport you. My goodness. Tell me the stress. I wasn't even given the time to absorb this shock or to understand what is going on. There it is. Negative decision. You have 7 days to appeal or leave. I don't know where to find a lawyer. And at that point, I remembered the friend in Hamburg, which had also gone through the asylum process, had told me that she used and such a lawyer, and if I need a lawyer, then she can recommend one to me. And at that point, I contact her and I ask her, oh, please, can you give me the contacts of the lawyer? And she ignores me. I said, okay. And then I ask her again, because at that point the lawyer needs to be paid, and at that point, as I said, I did not want to put the burden on other people. I really wanted to just carry this burden on my own. And so I asked her. She kept quiet. She said okay. She said she will check the number, and then she never got back to me about it. And then I told her, okay, so the roommate of mine, one of the Kenyan roommates that I had found there, had also gotten a decision. For her, she got a negative decision after a month. And she had already made an appeal a week before, so she knew a lawyer. And for her, she was so generous to give me the contacts of the lawyer and the direction. But now the challenge was I needed to pay at least 100 euros before the lawyer could take my case. So I don't have 100 euros. At that point, I've not gotten my pocket money. I have arrived to this camp and they tell me they give pocket money every 2 weeks. And I had just come when the pocket money, my name was not on the list by then. They had not, the accounts office had not transferred my name to this new camp. So my name was not on the list. I couldn't get pocket money. So I need 100 euros. So again, I asked this friend, could you lend me 100 euros? I need to pay a lawyer. Silence. Nothing. Just blue ticked me. So thankfully there's a friend that I had gone to visit in Bremen. She came through for me. Actually, she sent me the money, and of course after I got my pocket money, I paid it back. And I was able to find this lawyer just in time, because I went there on Friday and I learned that they don't open the lawyer is not available on Fridays. So, and I don't know, Monday, so I had Monday. So Thursday was already counted as a day, Friday is a day, Saturday is a day, Sunday is a day. 4 days have lapsed. So I have only 3 days. I have to appeal within these 3 days or it's over. It's too late. So I wake up on Monday, I had the money, and I don't know if I went there on Monday or on Tuesday, because it took some time before I could at least find somebody who would give me the 100 euros. And for some reason, I did not mention it to my boyfriend. I did not mention to him at all about the 100 euros. So I got the money. I was able, luckily, to go to the lawyer, because I called the office first and they gave me an appointment, and I went. They gave me an appointment for Tuesday. Yes, I called on Monday. They gave me an appointment for Tuesday. They told me this is when the lawyer would be. You bring a copy of the ID that they gave you, the green ID, and all the documents that you were given during the decision process, every single thing, bring them. And I managed to go, and the secretary receives their documents, and they tell me that they will file they will make the appeal and send me the confirmation. So thankfully, that same day, that lawyer appealed my case. And after like 2 days, I think that was on Tuesday, by Thursday I got a confirmation that my case was appealed. So I felt some little bit of a relief that I was not in that now. I was not being pressed that now leave, you have to leave now, because when you get the negative decision, then you make an appeal, then whatever, they have to now look into your case again according to the arguments that the lawyer has given, and then give you a decision, which can take some time before you get that second decision. So me, they are feeling some little bit of relief, like now I have some space to breathe. So I'm still in this camp, and again, I think maybe a week later or something like that, I get another letter under the door, another paper under the door, and it's saying like Rückfahrt Beratung, and it's like cancellation for cancellation before deportation. And I'm asking myself, what does this mean? And I was freaking out. Just imagine that's why I'm telling you, going through this asylum process is easy, because you're always dreading a letter and you're always dreading deportation. They are gonna deport me. It is not easy. Buyer beware. So I was so scared, like, what is this? What does this mean? I tried to research it, and yes, every research that I do says, yes, cancellation, they are going to cancel you to give you the opportunity to leave the country voluntarily, or they take you back themselves by force. So I was so torn. I was so tired, but I kept praying to God, and I said, God, the fact that you brought me, you know everything, so I'm gonna surrender to you. Just let your will be done. Why is my camera sinking down? So I go for there it is. I found it sinking. Yes. So I go for this appointment, and I found one German guy working with immigrations, and he's there telling me, yes, we are giving you the chance to go back voluntarily. We are going to pay for your air ticket. We are going to give you the money to support you to start your life. Were you working before you left the country? Blah, blah, blah. They ask you these things. We are going to give you this amount of money before you leave. When you get to the airport, you will get another 500 euros. When you get to your country, you'll get I don't know what. The total amount comes to around 2,500 euros. This is free money that I am offering you. So if you just tell me the word right now, I can book your ticket, or blah, 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 blah. And then I'm so confused, and I'm like, but I thought, yes, but I thought I appealed for my, then, and I'm like, but why are you telling me these things? He said, because your decision, like your asylum was already rejected. And I said, but I appealed. And like, huh? Did you appeal? Okay, let me see. Oh, okay, you appealed. So your lawyer is so-and-so. And say, yes. Oh, okay, I see you appeal. But anyway, what I'm telling you is this, and tries to convince me every way possible, and even to threaten me the way, if I do not accept to go home voluntarily, they're going to deport me. And I tell him, okay, I hear you. And I don't want to argue with him at all. I don't want to argue. And I tell him, I hear you, but can you at least give me some time to think about it? And he says, yes, I'm giving you until Tuesday, and I need your decision. And I tell him, but in any case, as I wait for this the final decision, am I at least able to go to a language school, or am I able to do an Ausbildung or something like that? Say, no, we are not going to allow you to work. We are not going to allow you to study. We are not going to allow you to do any Ausbildung. There is nothing that you're supposed to do. You just need to leave. Yes. And again, you can imagine, again, this left me very empty, and I was crying involuntarily, I think. And at that time I was alone in the room. The two ladies that I found in their apartment, oh no, the 2 ladies that I found in the room, the 2 Kenyans, they were given a transfer now, the final transfer to a home, not now to a camp, but now to a home, like now to a home where like you live. Some people, once they're transferred to a home, they end up living there 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever. So like somewhere more permanent, where you now don't have to be moved here and there, where you can at least now build some form of, you can build your life. So they've already been transferred to a home. So I'm in the room alone. I don't even have anyone to talk to. I just cry. But in the middle of my cry, I prayed to God and I said, God, again, you do what only you can do. Let your will be done. I cannot argue with this. Just let your will be done. And I pray. So Tuesday comes, there I am. I go to this office again very early in the morning, according to the time that I was told to go with the decision. And I stand at the door and this guy asks me, why are you here? I'm coming to see you. And he's acting like he's never even seen me in his life. And what is this about? Oh, I have an appointment with you. Okay. It's like it doesn't even remember what he told me. And he says, okay. So then he remembers and then he says, so what was your what is your ID number? And then I gave it to him, and then he looks into the system and he asks me, so is it a yes or a no? And I say no, because once I left this place the other time, after all the things that he had told me, I went and called my lawyer and I told this and this and this is what I have been told, what am I supposed to do? And the lawyer told me, no, do not accept that. They have to come through me. If they have reached a decision, I'm not aware of it. So if they have anything to communicate to you, please tell them to send it to me. Tell them to send it to you. I am your representative. So I'm there planning to tell them, blah, blah, blah. Please, if you have any, that I don't want to go, then you can speak to my lawyer. I didn't even get to that point. They just asked me, is it a yes or a no? And I said, no. And then the same guy who was threatening me says, hey, don't worry, it's okay. Nobody is going to take you anywhere. Don't worry, at least until the final decision is made, you don't have to worry about anything. You can do whatever you want. Then I leave that place. And it takes like, I think 2 days or 3 days, and I'm also transferred to a home. I'm also transferred to a home now, to a place that I can go live my life. And I was so confused, like, what is happening here? Today you're telling me this, and tomorrow you're telling me, okay, relax, stop worrying, it's okay. I got a little bit confused, but yeah, that is what my decision was. It was a negative decision, and I was devastated, and before I could process one information, then there was another negative information. But all in all, God has been faithful, and here I am today to tell of the goodness of the Lord, that despite, like, even when I went through the fire, God was still with me. Even when I went through the waters, God was still with me, and he's still with me until today. Yes, it's not an easy process, but we have a big God. We serve a big God. So thank you so much for watching this. If there is anything else that you need to know, feel free to drop it in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching this video today. And just as a disclaimer, today I am okay, like mentally I'm okay, psychologically I'm okay, because God gave me the chance to heal through so many ways. He gave me the chance to heal and to just reconstruct my life, and to at least live a sort of normal life away from the constant fear and the constant threats of deportation, because he is God, and he always has a good plan for us, to give us a hope and a future, and not to harm us, because he will never harm us. Thank you again. Be encouraged in whatever life situations you're going through. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Cheers.